a Wellnes Moonshot. And we are very, very excited because we do feel it's time. It is time for a world free of preventable disease. And we want to launch that moonshot here.
We must do this. This is a moonshot that's a call to action. It calls for refocusing all of our energies on the most important issues for humankind globally. The cost of preventive disease, as you know, is significant, estimated to be up to $47 billion by 2030. This moonshot starts today and rolls out incrementally. Unlike President Kennedy's moonshot, which ended with a single magnanimous landing on the moon, ours will take many small steps by all of us to achieve this very achievable wellness goal for all of humankind. The good news, we have a spectacular, passionate, global moonshot team and all of you, and many of you who are not here today. So Susie, let's call up some of our colleagues and ask them to very briefly comment on what we most need to focus on to launch our moonshot, begin our journey, and achieve a world free of preventable disease.
So, where do we have Dr. Andrew Weil? Are you here? Come on up if you are.
Andy.
There he is. Come on up.
Dr. Oz, where are you? Mehmet, come on up. Here comes Dr. Oz.
Thank you. We're asking a few people, and you're the first. What shall we do? What's the most important thing we can do for this moonshot?
Well, the problem is how to encourage people to make better lifestyle choices. The problem is that we have made it easy for people to make unhealthy choices. For example, we've made the unhealthiest food cheapest and most available. That has to change. I think we start with education. If we present information to people in ways they can connect with, I firmly believe they will move in the right direction. But we, as a society, have to make things easier, not harder.
And food is a big part of it. Stay here, and let's hear from Dr. Oz. Well, you already have your mic. Yeah. What should we do? What's the most important thing we should do?
I think one of the biggest challenges is that the monetary support is not there for the things that matter. You know horses, when they race, you know why they put blinders on them? They wouldn't normally run into each other. They put blinders on because if they look to the left or the right, they lose a pace. So many of us are more focused on the people we're competing with than serving the true goal, which is the customer. So it's that customer, and the Hippocratic Oath, which Andy quoted so brilliantly at a small event I was with him, I joined him at yesterday. It tells it all. If we just focus on who needs us the most, and we're there for them, and stop thinking about the hindrances. The moonshot concept means that we're brave enough to move ahead of our headlights, to outdrive ourselves a little bit, not crazily so. There'll be people to catch us. There are bumpers to support us, but focus in front of us instead of the side. That way we can actually accelerate.
We're going to put blinders on.
No blinders.
Dean Ornish. Not blinders.
Yes.
The focus.
Let me just say how, can you all hear me? Let me just say how, this is working now.
Okay.
Let me just say how inspired I am to be here with each of you, and especially with you, my friend Dr. Carmona, my friends Andy and Mehmet and Susie. What you've done here is just awesome. It's been my experience that awareness is the first step in healing. It's why I've spent so many years doing research that can redefine what's possible. But the other way of raising awareness is what you're doing with this moonshot. I think you can really, it's an organizing way of empowering people with information that can transform their lives. So I just salute you, and I think it's absolutely the right idea at the right time.
Thank you, Dean. So stay up here. We're going to have a photo op shortly, but we have someone else to hear from, Michael Roizen.
Thank you.
Cleveland Clinic.
Thank you. The Cleveland Clinic has tried to do this, and you'll hear about it tomorrow. The success is by marrying, as Susie said, conventional medicine and wellness. It can be done. We have to, as Dean says, change the reimbursement schedule. We've done that so that wellness is rewarded more than just illness care or equal to it, and so that society can get less expensive care and be healthier.
And you're optimistic. We're going to do this. Elissa Epel, yes, she is the author of a new book on telomeres.
So inspiring, thank you. So I am an aging researcher in both senses. The majority of resources at NIH in disease and aging is, of course, on cure and pharmaceuticals. And so we live a toxic lifestyle with health-damaging behaviors, with a toxic food supply, with excessive sugars. So like Dean said, even if we find the pill, and boy, do we want that anti-aging pill, we can't just mop up with a pill when the faucet is on full blast. And so how do we get people to change? We know that people can change when they change together, and it's not about individuals. We need to partner with industry and change policy to help people change. So communities, neighborhoods, it's getting out of our silos. So I'm going to pledge as a researcher to get out of my very comfortable research silo to be doing the bigger picture research and to be partnering with, particularly industry and policymakers, because those are the big levers.
Thank you, Elissa. And collaboration is definitely a key. Louie Schwartzberg, what shall we do? Tell us.
Well, for me, I think it's the intersection between art, science, and technology is wonder and awe. And I think nature can open our hearts to discover that. And in that, we're hardwired to protect what we love. And it is an honor for me to be able to collaborate with people who are imbued with wonder, because that's what science is all about. It's to be able to explain the world. And so we have, the answers are all underneath our feet. Biomimicry should be the new 10 commandments. We should honor and respect it.
So it's not just medical, it's all of us. Elke, are you here from Lanzerhof? There you are. Fantastic. From Germany, from Lanzerhof. And it's an international moonshot. It's not just U.S. Yes. Nice to see you. So tell us, what can we do internationally?
First of all, thanks for the opportunity and hello to everybody. I think we've heard a lot of my colleagues before what is important for this project, and for me it is Dr. Oz showed us those 4 points, and time and money might be very difficult, but I think the communication, information, and taking the fear of changes is a very, very important point. And if you would have asked me 1.5 years ago, where I did not know you yet, I would have said Mission Impossible. But now, knowing you and all this community, I would say, let's get going.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. Missy Grossman, are you here? Missy, come on up she's the CEO of Weight Watchers. How about this mission?
Well, I'm equally inspired by this entire conference, and in particular this moonshot. And I think every one of us in this room, not just companies, but individuals, have a responsibility to create impact and certainly inspire healthy habits for real life, for people, for families, for communities, and for the world. And I think together we can do that.
And I'm glad you're part of it, Missy. And Paul Limburg there you are, from Mayo Clinic. Are you on board with the moonshot?
Thank you, Susie. It's a privilege to be here to share in this unique aspirational challenge. It's always great to come and attend the Global Wellness Summit and learn from you as somebody who works at an academic medical center. I think the keys for us would be that we need to embrace the disruptors. We need to collaborate with those who might traditionally have been competitors, and we all need to stretch just a little bit beyond what we've traditionally done, because we can get so much further together than we could any of us alone.
And a lot of medical people here. And so I'm going to ask Sue Harmsworth to come up, because she's a big name in our spa world. And this is really about medicine and wellness coming together. And Sue, head of ESPA, I think everyone knows you. Are you on board with the moonshot?
Thank you for the warning, Susie. She does this to me every year.
Well, it's spontaneous.
No, I'm hugely on board. As a lot of you here know, I've spent my whole life in this industry, and I really think it's time. And I think the communication and the education are the way forward. And I think it's that it was interesting. Somebody talked about culture. I think we can learn so much from the Asian cultures and other cultures, as well as our very Western world that we work in. So absolutely.
Stay right here. And now there's just, we have everybody that we were going to pull up, plus one extra person. Now what I'd like to do is I'd like to ask those of you who are in the medical arena, but are out here, please stand, because we need you to help us get to this, do this moonshot, a world free of preventable disease. Anyone in the world of spa, please stand. Hospitality, please stand. Fitness, we have a lot of fitness people here, please stand. We have investors here, we need you, please stand. Let's see, technology. Technology, stand. We have some people sitting here, let's see. Beauty, the whole beauty world. Aesthetics, media, whoa, that is so important. Media, food. Is anybody still sitting? Oh my goodness. Researchers. Researchers need to stand. Retail needs to stand. And anyone who's left sitting, we need your help too, so would you please stand? And the point is, and it's time for lunch, that it's going to take us all. So thank you for hopefully being part of this, and we have a lot of exciting things planned that you'll hear about.
Ladies and gentlemen, what you see before us is what we call in the military force multipliers. All of you are force multipliers. You see the diversity that's needed for us to change the world and make it a well world, to rid it of preventable disease. We should all feel empowered now. Among us, every single one of us here, contributing over time, unlike a single moonshot landing on the moon. This is a journey we're going to be on that's going to take us some time. But I expect every year when we come back to this conference, we'll be able to report incremental improvement.
Progress.
Because of what all of you are going to contribute, what all of our colleagues on the stage are going to contribute. And you know what? The Global Wellness Summit is the place for these thought leaders to continue to meet so we can continue moving this agenda forward for the benefit of humankind. Thank you all very much.